Hello Prime Coders, welcome back to Prime Coding channel. So this video is very important because this video contains most repeated questions. Yes, my team gone through all of the Cognizant interview experiences which I posted, and we found that at least when you are preparing for an upcoming interview, at least you should aware to answer all of the questions which I will show you right away. This is not a Bible, okay? Only few and important which 100% possibility is there that you will get questions from here, and I will be covering worst case as well. So if you are new to this channel, please consider subscribing it, share with your friends so that your friends interview will go very good. Okay, so now let's start. Now in this crash course interview playlist, if you can see, everything has been uploaded in depth. If you want to prepare for DBMS, all questions is covered here. If you want to prepare OOPS in detail, all videos are covered, like all the concepts, and it is 100% interview centric video. Okay, whatever topic which is required to crack your upcoming service based company interviews or any kind of OOPS where OOPS topic will come, this hold your back. Okay, and you can see operating system, computer network, and so on. I also covered trending technologies that you can watch, and those trending technologies was repeatedly asking multiple service based companies. On top of it, please go through all of, like, this video is important. Okay, how to crack interview. 90% candidate will don't be next. So most of the candidates got failed because they don't know how to study. So this is a strategy video. So do check this out. Then everything, this playlist should be clear to you, because here Ram, we he took a mock interview. So we trained him and he is able to crack it. So you can watch his experience as well. Okay, he cracked GenC, I guess, next role. And now GenC role. Okay, so Cognizant 70-minute plus. Okay, you can see all of these interview experience, and there are many videos. You can see 33 videos are there, and most of the videos are Cognizant interview experiences that at least you should go through. Clear? So now OOPS concept. So OOPS concept is 100% sure that at any of the service based company or any company who work with OOPS, or they are working in object-oriented programming language, you can expect questions from it. Okay, so the first question which we found is object-oriented programming. What is this? Now people study about the pillars, but they don't study what is object-oriented programming. So object-oriented programming is a methodology and a paradigm to design a program using classes and object. Now you will argue, Bhaiya or sir, we are not able to remember methodology, paradigm, these kind of words in the explanation or when I am speaking with them. Not a problem. You can easily frame your answer in a simple manner, which is it simplifies the software development and maintenance by providing some concept like object class interference, inheritance, polymorphism, abstraction, encapsulation. You can address it like this as well. Or you can just say it is simplify the software development by creating class so that we can reuse those code snippet every time. Any kind of definition makes sense, but as much as simpler answer you are given, your fluency will be maintained and you will be confident too. So try to answer the way which is written in this particular PPT. Okay, so object, although this PPT was also created by RT and that guy also cracked many companies. Okay, so object is an instance which is object. Okay, so multiple people, if I'm asking object, they used to say it is an instance or variable of a class, which is 100% true, but try to add more line. Okay, when someone asks in the interview what is object, and you can say it's an instance of a class. So what? Can you explain a bit? Okay, so you should able to append more lines when you are explaining about object. So any entity that has a state and behavior is known as object. Very simple and relatable answer. Whatever class has a behavior, let's say animal has a behavior of barking, or as a method there is a sound class. So yes, object will retain the behavior of that particular animal. Okay, so you can have the experience of like converting into the real time things, so that these concepts will sustain in your mind for long. Clear? So now class is a blueprint. Although if you thought that where you can find this particular PPT, because it has been written many things, and I recommend you to take this PPT and revise right before your interview, like 1 to 2 days prior to your interview. Okay, so class is a blueprint or template for creating object. Very fine. It defines properties, or you can say it defines attributes and methods that the object instantiated from the class will have, which means as you have studied state and behavior, and state and behavior is attribution method that object instantiated, which is when object is created, can have attributes and method access. Very clear. Okay. So now, condition for language to be 100% oops. This is the question where majority of people not able to answer, because I don't know where they have studied that Java is a 100% object-oriented language. And let's say if I assume that Java is a 100% language, then can you tell me what is 100% object-oriented programming language? What are the criteria? No one is able to answer it. Then why you are telling that Java is a 100% object-oriented language? Clear? So, although Java is not a 100% programming language, I will let you know why what all conditions not been satisfied. So, okay, to become a 100% object-oriented programming language, all data type must be object. All data type must be object. Data type which means string, literals, boolean, this kind of things. So, there should be no primitive data type that exists independently of object. Very clear. Follows inheritance, polymorphism, encapsulation, abstraction, which C++, Python, Java, C#, JavaScript follows this. Okay. So no static method is allowed. Now static method is not allowed. No global function or variable is allowed. So see, these are the criteria for a programming language to become 100% oops language. Isn't it? So do you think now Java is a 100% programming language? I guess no. So talking about C first, C is not considered an oops language because it's a procedural language, okay, which is line by line execution. It focuses on procedures, functions, and structural programming. You can say that it's run in sequential format, okay. So it does not support the oops concept, but it supports what? Instead of having oops, it supports struct and union, and there most of the candidate got stuck. Why? Because they mention C in their resume, but they don't know about struct and union. See, if you mention C in your resume, you should able to answer even the byte allocated for integer, float, or char, this kind of thing, and a structure byte allocations and a union byte allocations. And yes, on top of it, which multiple time in the interview as well question came, which is on memory allocation. Okay. So memory allocation. So this is the topic which is important, where Kellogg and Mellor was asked. So please, what I am continuously speaking, try to make a note of those and study. Otherwise, you won't be able to answer all of the follow-up questions, because if you answer the segment which I am teaching you right here, the follow-up question what can become is this only which I am specifying. So please have a note and try to do after this video, find all of the question answers, try to write in your own words, then revise it every day. Clear? So now C++. So C++ is partially oops language, which means it only support this thing, which is C++ is a multi-paradigm language. It support both procedural language like C and OOP line. Very clear. Okay. So C++ adds oops feature like inheritance, polymorphism, encapsulation, abstraction to C. Although we all know that C++ is updated or upgraded version of C, isn't it? So C++ has a primitive data type which is int, char, float, etc., which are not objects, and that is why it is not an 100% object-oriented language. Global functions and variable are allowed in C++. Very clear, but to become 100%, it should not be allowed. So let's talk about Java, which most of the biggest controversy is here, which is Java is not a 100% OOP language. Okay, now where you are studying that 100% OOP language, God knows. So Java has 8 primitive data types, which is int, byte, short, char, long, float, double, boolean. So these are the things. So these are not objects. Okay, so that's why it is not a 100%. So Java can use static methods and variable, but become a 100% programming language, it should not. Java allows global functions and variables. Very clear. Okay, so you might say, Aditya, my cluster is Python. So why you are teaching me Java? Or you will see, I am from Java. Why I think for Python? I am from C#. Why I will think for Java or Python? This kind of thing is coming into your mind. Then I will say that, first of all, the language you love or the language you like to program in. Okay. So you need to know about that particular language. Let's say I love try to write code in Python. So I should know about Python in depth. Okay, how I can initialize an object or instantiate an object of a class, how I can create a class, how I can apply 4 pillars. Clear? So if you are from Python, Java, C Sharp, you should know about your language. Then you need to study on your cluster specific preparation. Yes, because if you go through the previous interview experiences which I posted, there you can find there are a whole lot of questions which is depending upon your cluster itself, whether you know or whether you don't know. And most of the time, C Sharp people got into the trap because there in the interviewer asked them to write code in C Sharp. So if you are from C Sharp and you got any specific role, try to prepare all the code segments that how can do. The suggestion from my side would be go through the interview experience and just try to do the programming question which was asked in the interview experience. Very clear? Most of the time, question do repeat. So now let's talk about Python. So Python is a largely but not 100% OOP language. So in Python, everything is an object. Everything is an object. You can call it print, you can call it list, everything. Whenever you are writing, you are just creating an object or calling that particular class, isn't it? So, but we can't still use primitive data type like init, like float, okay? So thus Python hides the object nature of these primitives to simplify code. Python is a multi-paradigm like C++. Let me know in the comment section, what do you mean by multi-paradigm? Okay, so another homework is multi-paradigm. Why I am asking this is, in the interview, whenever you are speaking some complex words, let's say data binding, something. So you should able to justify those words. Some people in the mock interview, when I ask them what is anomalies, they are not able to tell about that too. So whenever you are specifying some words, you should know what word you are using and why. Isn't it? So global functions are allowed, static methods are allowed in Python. So note, Python is greater than Java, Java, C++ and this. So in the 100% OOP programming race, Python stands on first, but it is not 100%. I can say this is 99%, this is 9, or I can say that it is 95%, this is 90%, this is 80%, something kind of this ratio has been presented here. But if you can ask me that what language is 100% pure language, the language called as Smalltalk. Smalltalk is a language, programming language, I can say that it is a 100% pure OOP language. Now see how much knowledge you got from just 2 slides. So we, like me and my team, or I can say the Prime Coding deserve like from your side. So pause this video, go and like this button. It will hardly take 2 seconds. Okay. So now, massive success rate, which is transform your interview opportunity into the offer letter so that you can make your parents proud, because spending money here and there won't help you out. But here, if you spend, okay, you will able to grab the opportunity. It's our bet. If our mentor who are available, which is real experts who crack Cognizant, TCS, Prime, Infosys, SP. So these candidates, or I can say these people whom we mentor, like whatever students that I mentored personally in the beginning, now they are expert here. Okay, they are working in the company, they know how company works. Some of the people are 1 year of experience as well, so they know how to take interviews and stuff. So you can come here and observe the pattern. I bet if any of the experts said that 100% you will be shortlisted, you will be shortlisted. You just need to revise, have a chill pill and relax. Okay, but whatever feedback, because we'll spend more than 90 minutes sometimes, okay, or more than 70 minutes is very common to us, because we can analyze students in just an hour, like what or where he is lagging. We cover your resume, we cover your communication, we cover your thinking process, critical thinking, HR questions, MR questions, one-stop solutions, and no one can provide, because sitting till 90 to 70 minutes, it's not a kid joke. Okay, so we'll not leave the session until you are not satisfied or you are having some issues and we are going up. This can't be arise here. Okay, so just head on to primecoding.in and have your session so that you can shape your career. Clear? So now let's discuss about inheritance, which is the first pillar. Clear? So inheritance. So if you are afraid of seeing this code snippet, I will let you know. Okay, so please focus on what questions that can come from here. So inheritance is a mechanism with a subclass extends all the property from the base class, or you can say that parent class. Okay, so I hope inheritance is very clear to all of you. But the tricky thing here is, can you implement can you implement it? Okay, so in the flow, most of the people say that inheritance, hybrid, single, multiple, or hierarchical, these kind of inheritance, you just away you will say, and you don't know about the implementation. You just know how to, what are the functionality of all of the types. That is the main point which Cognizant got here, that we should ask them to implement OOPS, because everywhere in the company, like nowadays working in the company, I can see that everything works on OOPS concept, everything, okay? OOPS, GitHub, GitLabs, and this kind of things. So you should able to answer or create objects, and you should know some complex topics as well. To know about the complex topic, you should able to know, or you should have a good grip on the basics of these concepts. Very clear? So class employee, which is float salary, which is 40,000, you can see. Okay, so extend keyword used. So keyword is important. Okay, extends, then we have super, then we have implement, then we have abstract, many kind of keywords, or interface. These are the important keywords. I will be covering all of the keywords as we are going forward with all of the branches. Clear? So it provides code reusability, like most of the OOPS concept provide the code reusability. Clear? So float, you can see class employee float salary as 40,000 has been set, but class programmer.extends int bonus had been sent to 10,000, and you can see here that we can able to print programmer salary is p salary and programmer bonus salary is p dot bonus, and I am able to print it. How? Because I am inheriting single level inheritance, like employee has been created and it's been appended here, so that we can extend those properties, so that I can access salary and bonus together in a single main function. Very clear? Very clear. Okay, so cool. So now what next I need to do here is, let's see the Python code. Okay, because I know that most of the viewers are from Java, Python, and most of the people who got C#, we study or have a glance. They won't tell you to implement these type of things in C#, but they can expect that you should know about C# and their implementation, because the people whom I mentor personally, they just gone through all of the C# concept. They know how to code it well in OOPS concepts too. So competition is rising day by day. Okay, competition is rising day by day. If you are not giving 100%, sorry, you won't able to secure a job. So class programmer, which is employees, you can see def in it, which is the constructor here, and for a class employees, this is a constructor. So self.bonus has been called. So when programmer, this function has been called, this constructor automatically initiated, and you can easily access self.bonus very easily. So p.salary, you can see p is an object of programmer of this particular function. As I'm calling super.init, so I can easily access all of the methods that is available in my base class. So p.salary and p.bonus I can easily access. Okay, so now let's talk about the types of inheritance. So we already saw the single level inheritance, isn't it? So there was one class and we are extending that class and then child class. Very clear? So hierarchical inheritance. So hierarchical, just think like it is a tree. Simple. So that it is sustained in your mind. So multi-level, one by one, these are the inheritance level. So hybrid inheritance, you can see hybrid inheritance, superclass, subclass 1, subclass 2, subclass 3 are the hybrid inheritance explanation, and you can see this is also called as looks like as a multiple inheritance example where the diamond problem arises, isn't it? So what is hybrid inheritance? If you can say, hybrid inheritance is a combination of two inheritance level. Okay, it can be single or multiple, multi or multiple, any two inheritance branch can be interrelated to create an hybrid inheritance right away. So Java doesn't support the multiple inheritance through classes, because whenever a subclass wants to inherit the property of two or more superclass. Why I wrote this in a particular manner? Because people don't know why the error has been arised. Okay, don't know. They don't know about anomalies. They don't know about the justification about a diamond problem. They just studied that it's a diamond problem. That's why it is not working, but not able to say or justify what is diamond problem actually. That's why reading it. That's why the same method, the Java compiler can't decide which class method it should go. Okay, so then there would be might chances of memory duplication. Java supports multiple inheritance using interface, and I will show you that as well. Okay, so Python do supports multiple inheritance because of method resolution order, which is MRO, help Python to detect or to overcome from this diamond problem in bit. Okay, you don't need to use any interface or something, although Python doesn't support interface and abstract classes, but it has an intelligence or a dynamic thing that can easily detect what to do what. Okay, very clear. So let me tell you about the multi inheritance. To remember this multi inheritance, you need to create a class grandparent. First, grandparent, create a function into it, and very easy. Then grandparent came, then just use it or extend it in the next class, which is parent, grandparent. Now, whatever parent has been created, extend it to the next class. So child parent has been created. So object dot evacuated object and object child, and you can easily access greet. So greet comes under grandparent, display comes under parent, show comes under child. Very easily you are able to remember multi-level inheritance. Okay, so if you looked at the video, which is very slow, just go to the 1.25x and it looks fine to you. Okay, so you can see the Java code, grandparent is the base class here. Then greet is a method into it. So you can see that grandparent is now extending, like parent is extending grandparent. Now parent would be extended by the child. So you can see show, display, greet. So I have created the object to initialize the child. You can see public static void main child object new child. I can see object dot greet, object dot display, object dot show. I can see the respective output as well, which is the example of multi-level inheritance. Very clear, very easy. Just claim this up so that you can practice all of these things. Now, hierarchical inheritance. Okay, so parent is created. You can see parent again has been extended via child 1. Now child 2 has been created, and again parent is extended. Now you can see I have a parent, isn't it? Then I created child 1, then I created child 2. Don't you think the pattern looks like an hierarchical? Yes. Now I created two objects, child1 dot object, child2 dot object. So display is in the parent function and show is in the class function, or I can say method. Okay, so display show 2 can easily be accessed. So this is how you can create a hierarchical thing. The same thing applies in Python. I can say that it is more readable in compared to any other language. Display a class parent. Now parent has been inherited by child 1 and child 2 is inheriting parent, so two branches is created. Now you can create object 1, object 2, object dot display 1, object to display 2, or so on. Okay, so very clear, fantastic. Now polymorphism is important in terms of Cognizant, because they ask hell lot of questions of polymorphism. So polymorphism is when one task is performed by different ways, or I can say that polymorphism is like water. In whatever shape you want to give to the water, it can easily acquire that. Okay, don't say this in interview, it's a layman thing, so that you can understand about polymorphism. So compile time polymorphism is the first type of polymorphism where method overloading comes. Now people don't know how to implement method overloading. So method overloading, so whenever class contains more than one method with the same name but different argument, that call as overloading. So class A, you can see void add without having any argument. So class void add has two argument here. Class void had as the argument as int and second argument as double, so that if any input has a certain data type, it will choose to go with which method. Okay, so you can see simply called this, and a plus b has been called I got 30 because int a is 10, b is 20, and I got 30. So add 20 plus 30, you can see passing with the two values which are integer. So this function has been executed simultaneously, providing a double, or you can write it as float to third function would be called, and you will get 30.5 as an answer. Clear? And you can see in Python, it doesn't support method overloading. As you can see, that doesn't support method overloading in a way of Java, where multiple methods with the same name but different parameter exist. So instead of implementing this code into Python, you can easily use the default parameter. So A is 10, B is 10. So if nothing has been passed, it will directly add it up. Otherwise, whatever has been passed, it will take you the output. Okay, because in Python, it's like detecting. Okay, like if you are providing 20 to B, it will detect that it is an integer. If you provide B 20.5, it will automatically detect 20.5. So you don't need to create multiple functions for it. Okay, it's adapt the nature very easily. Okay. So now compile time polymorphism, which is, it should be runtime, not compile time. Okay, it should be runtime. So basic mistake. So runtime. Okay, time was already written, so I just need to write runtime polymorphism where method overriding comes. Now, when method overriding comes, and you know C++, you should know virtual function comes under method overriding, and you should know how to implement pure virtual functions, these kind of things. Otherwise, you will be screwed in the interview. Okay. So whenever the subclass and the superclass have the same method, which is name, return type, parent, it is called as method overriding. You can see subclass and superclass. Not in a single class you need to create the same functions. You need to create two classes having the same method names. Very clear? You can see class shape, class square extent shape, you have same function name or method name, but their behavior you are changing. Isn't it? You change the behavior of that particular class. So when you call the square, it will print square shape. You can see as output. And here you can see the overriding example. You can totally achieve it by draw.self square shape, draw.self icon, say type. Very clear? Very clear. Encapsulation. Encapsulation, when comes to your mind, a capsule comes, isn't it? So yes, it is a mechanism of a binding data, the code acting on a data into a single unit, just like a capsule. So in a class, Java class is an encapsulated class. You can see employee has a private salary and setter method to set the private variable initialization. Let's say if X has been passed as 1 lakh rupees, it should be set it here, but you can't access directly. That's why you are accessing setter method to do that. Isn't it? So setter has been called, salary is been initiated, then public int getter message has been called, and return salary would be your answer that you can return it very easily, very easily. And here in Python, most of the people don't know how to initialize private members. So if you put 2 underscore private variable has been initialized, or if you only have 1 underscore, I guess it has been initializing protected. Okay, so make a note of it and try to code it up in that particular format. So class employee def init self dot salary is equals to 0, set salary would be self dot x. You can see, you can easily write it, not a biggest task. Like getter method is get salary dot self return self, which is doable, which is totally doable. It is less evil, like it is very easier to write as compared to other C++ and Java language. Okay, so let's talk about the third pillar, which is abstraction. So abstraction is a hiding the implementation detail, showing the functionality only that can do your task easily. But yes, its advantages are security and enhancement. Why I'm mentioning? Because in the previous interview experiences, they asked about the advantages of implementing abstraction. So its advantages are security and enhancement. Here, the enhancement means, for example, a calculator is coded in C++, which make it easy, which make it slower. Now we have changed into Python. Okay, so in Java, abstract class is abstract class that is declared with the abstract keyword. Now, as I told you, need to study about specific keywords. Abstracts come into the picture, and you can go through this. Like we cannot create object for abstract class, but we can create the reference variable. Which help you to use this abstract class. So it may or may not contain abstract methods. Okay, but it doesn't have any implementation. Okay, if a class contain partial implementation which is no body, then we should declare class as abstract. Well, like we can see the example of these. Okay, so abstract method. So a method that contains the abstract keyword at a time of declaration is called method, abstract method. And the core part of this abstract method is it does not contain any body or implementation. Okay, so an abstract method must be overridden in the subclass, otherwise the subclass will become an abstract class. Very clear? So abstract class, you can see we have created. So abstract void sound, abstract method, then class dog animal. Now you can use whatever you want to. So void sound, just print it. What you can see that you have overwrite the class which was available in this abstract class, and you are just changing their implementation, which is overriding case, isn't it? So you just need to do this particular operation, and you are able to create your abstract functions right away. In Python, you need to import it. You need to create that file and import it. Okay, so ABC has been imported. So def sound has been called, and you can easily able to implement it. If you are not, then there are multiple videos which told you that how you can create files and use the abstraction thing. Okay, so Java interface which help you to achieve the multiple inheritance in Java or in abstraction as well. So you can go through this theory part. Okay, the theory is important, 100% important, but interface drawable, which is void drop, has been created, which is an empty body. Now rectangle, which is implements, it just implements a durable into a rectangle, and you can just system.out.println to do it. Okay, so yes, it somehow look like abstract class itself. You're just overriding those property right away, but here instead of having the abstract, you are using interface keyword. Okay, so class interface, you're drawable, and you are done. So now what you can do is you can claim this material on top mate. I will be mentioning only 2 rupees for this particular PPT. Now, why 2 rupees? Because when I provide it for free, what people are doing is they are continuously redeeming it. Like say they have deleted it, they are like if they want to revisit or someday they come on my profile, they like this thing, they again claim. So they keep on claiming the same thing. So if I will mention 2 rupees, then you will remember that okay, to get this particular material, you need to go on the UPI interface, and when it can be 1K, it can be 20K, it can be 30K transaction, you need to go from the same UPI interface. So you will be bit serious. Okay, I don't think so 2 rupees is the biggest amount that I am asking. I can say that it is a less, or it is very cheap as compared to any resources which are available on the internet. Okay, so if you want to have this wonderful PDF, just invest 2 rupees or 2 minutes. I don't think so it is very high cost of amount that I'm asking, but if you claim it, then 100% that these concepts, when it comes into the examination, you will be studying it and you will able to ace it. Now you will say that from where I can access your document account. Okay, so if you go on my profile from my comment section, you won't be able to apply Aditya 20 coupon code. Okay, but if you go from the description, which I mentioned in my description, then you can easily apply this coupon code, but there you need to find me, and this is how you can find. So this is the top paid profile where you can take referrals, you can ask guidance to the people who are working in your dream company. Okay, but you just need to come a little bit below. Okay, you can find a service based mock interview section or multiple kind of things. Okay, you just need to scroll anywhere you will able to find, or you can search me here like prime coding resources or something, some other thing. Okay, just scroll a bit and you will able to find me here in the most visited site. Just click on show all. I hope I will be here at every time. Okay, you just need to click on my profile, and anywhere anything that you want to claim, although I have an ongoing TCS thing which is same questions are popping it up. So if you want to give something, you can apply Aditya-20 coupon code right away here. You will get 20% discount, or if you are demotivated, don't know how to do, what to do, I will be here and I will guide you with like session like would be 30 minutes or 40 minutes. I will sit with you and guide you up, resume reviews, everything would be done here. But it's not a mock interview, it's just a guidance thing which most of the people feel lost. I will be there for all of you. Okay, so everything is there already for free. Whatever feels you good, just claim it right away. The links are in the description below, and I will be mentioning it in this profile itself, that Cognizant one. Okay, so if you're new to this channel, please consider subscribing it, like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share with your friends. That is the only help that you can do, although everything is provided for free or in cheapest cost possible. So please support us, and we'll meet you with a new video.